God, newborns need 14 to 17 hours of sleep. That's too much.
That sounds
Lazy
amazing.
asses.
Sounds amazing.
Sounds lazy. Lazy ass.
Eat shit, sleep.
Awful. Time to get a job. You know what I'm talking about? Welcome, everyone, to Need I Say More, episode 38. I'm one of your hosts, Giuseppe, joined by my co-host with the most, Terrance.
Yes, sir.
We are back. Another beautiful episode of the show. People thought we went away. We're back.
Back like I never left.
Exactly. Yeah. How you feeling, Terrance? How you feeling on this beautiful, somewhat fall kind of?
Yeah,
not
right.
Really quite fall
like
yet.
Really weird, you know. But I'm feeling okay. I'll honestly say I'm a bit tired. I did a lot of fall cleaning today because fuck spring.
Cleaning. Just you
Sorry.
cleaning.
Yeah. I did a lot of fall cleaning. You know what's one of the worst things to clean, and I think this needs to be talked about more. The fucking microwave.
That is.
It is an annoying thing to clean.
Do you have a microwave that's like on the counter, or is it like kind of hung up inside
hung up inside?
It's hard to get to, right? Because it's no good angle.
Fucking annoying. I was so pissed today. Like I'm sitting here, I'm like, I'm trying to clean it because it's like you use the microwave cover thingy, so it doesn't get like completely dirty, but it's still like it has oil and stuff like that. Yeah, so you gotta clean it, but it's like I'm sitting here and like you said, like I couldn't get a good angle, and I'm like, this is fucking annoying.
I try to always, like, if I'm microwaving anything that could potentially like splatter, like any liquid, I try to put a cover on top of it to make sure, because I don't want to clean it. I don't know about you. My microwave is right above my oven, like the end
right
of the
above
stove.
the oven. Yep.
And the problem with that though is like as you're cooking, like the grease is always just
going
getting,
on it.
And so like it just becomes disgusting, and there's nothing you can do unless you just don't ever cook in the stove.
Yeah.
And so
it was really like I said, like it was one of those things that was like I've cleaned the microwave like a ton of times, but for some reason today I noticed how frustrating it was cleaning it.
See, Dan, we talked about this, question everything. That's like the motto of the show. This is one of those things where like at some point I'm sure they were like, makes sense, right? You hang the microwave, put it above the stove, you're good. But the reality is it doesn't make any sense. It should be hung up somewhere else, because obviously you should have like
the sink will probably be better.
Yeah, or just I don't know if it's like it doesn't make sense to have them actually right on top of each other. It actually makes sense to have them separated, like operationally speaking. But also,
because I'm not microwaving my food and then putting it in an oven, or
vice
versa.
I'm telling you, man, like as someone who's a background in operations, like this is one of those things where it seems like a good idea when you say it, but then when you actually start utilizing it, it's not. Like I think we talked about this, right? Like hospitals originally were designed where like, on the second floor or whatever, in this area is all the labs, all the testing of blood and all the stuff. And then on this floor is this. But then they realized, someone in the last like 15 years, it doesn't make any sense to do that. Like people who work in operations and who like do all sorts of stuff like this came in and were like, it actually makes sense. Modern hospitals have this now. There'll be like labs. There's like tiny labs all over the hospital. So instead of you needing everyone going to the same place and having it be more crowded and also being completely out of people's way, there's little labs all over. So you can constantly are near a lab. So like, we need to rethink the types of things. I think the microwave should be put somewhere on its own, and above the oven and toast and the stove, nothing. So nothing gets greasy on top. I don't know how you format the put something.
Maybe just nothing, because I don't like the microwave is there, and then there's the cabinet as well.
Yeah, so I have two tiny cabinets above it, right?
It's same.
It's disgusting. Same. I don't use it at all.
It's just like, no one goes up there. No one puts anything up there. Today I wiped it down, and it's like all the yellow grease and everything coming from it. And it's
do you
like,
see what I'm saying, Terrance? Like, we're not the only people who have these problems, but no one is talking about it and thinking think differently. Like Steve Jobs
cut the
said.
Shit out, man. When landlords, when you're making these apartments, like cut that shit out.
When they should put something up there like that is super easy to clean, like it's designed to catch this shit. Like I don't know, almost like maybe even like a filter, something you just take out, you clean it quickly, and you're done.
Every apartment needs an HVAC system.
Yeah. See, Terrance, we're designing the American home right now, bro. This is what we're doing on the show.
I mean, it just makes sense, right? It's like you just we need an HVAC system for every apartment.
This is why this is why I keep saying like you have to question everything. Like I know things have been around for longer than you have. It doesn't necessarily mean it's the best thing. There might be better options, you know?
Yeah.
Also, did you know what I found out? Do you know how obviously you can see inside the microwave? You ever notice every microwave has like a grid on it? Like there's lines that go through the
Yeah.
window.
Right underneath it.
There's a reason for that, right?
Is that the fan shit, right?
Well, no, because I'm talking about the glass that you look through. Like it's not like a clear
Oh, yeah,
glass.
yeah, yeah.
It's always like
Yeah,
lines
yeah,
go through
on
the
the
glass.
door. Yeah,
I
yeah.
never thought about this, but
No, what is it for?
apparently, because so they're called microwave ovens, obviously, because they cook using microwaves, like the waves. But apparently, the lines there allow light to. Cause remember, microwaves are just one of the many like
Yeah.
frequencies and whatnot. They can't go through those lines, but light can because light is on a different frequency. So they put those there so you don't get fucking radiation and stuff. Like they're there to protect the people from the microwave actually leaking out, but that you can still see through because light can go through it.
Oh,
It's fascinating, right?
that's dope.
I never even thought about the whole lines on. I never. It is a good question of why they're there, but now I know.
That's actually dope.
Terrance, we officially entered what is unquestionably the best month of the year, and
Oh,
I'll have no one saying otherwise. I'm gonna get what's going on the list, Terrance. Number one, it's the official start of fall. Yes, Terrance, I know September 22nd is the first day of fall. However, we all know October is when fall really starts. That's reason number one. Reason number two, the leaves. If you're from a shitty place like Florida, you probably don't know about this. In most of the other parts of the country, the leaves change, Terrance. Beautiful
yeah,
oranges, yellows, reds. It's the best time of the year, right? Come on.
I love the fall. I love October specifically.
Reason number three, both of our birthdays and Corey's birthday is in October.
And my dad's.
And my mom's. Boom. 5 huge birthdays, Terrance. We just named off.
Yeah.
Reason number four, basketball season has returned.
Basketball season.
As Jay-Z said. We haven't talked about Jay-Z in a while. Jesus, that's terrible. Reason.
He's disappointed in us.
Yeah, he's like, I can't. He stopped listening. Reason number five, it is the first month of our triple header to end the year. We have Halloween. We're going to get a bunch of decorations. You get to walk around the city and see it. Next month, Thanksgiving. Same thing. Month after that, Christmas. In the city, if you live in a great place like New York City, decorated everywhere.
Boom.
Reason number six, the weather. Yes, I already mentioned the weather. It's so important. We're naming it for number six. Better weather. Reason number seven.
Comfortable.
I actually don't even know. Do you have any more reasons? There's a lot of reasons. Oh, I got one more. Reason number seven, movies. See, you get your summer blockbusters. September, nothing ever comes out. Now we have our Oscar-worthy movies are coming out, Terrance. You get some other movies, but you get movies that are trying to win Oscars. They come out in the last 3 months of the year, Terrance.
You also got hockey coming back. You got
coming back. I don't really watch hockey, but hockey's coming back.
No, I love hockey and basketball schedules align.
They're very similar.
This is the only time of year I pay attention to baseball because this is when you start to see the wild cards and playoffs and everything goes to the World Series.
How the Yankees doing? They doing all right? I don't really know.
They have the top wild card seed right now.
Okay.
Yankees are doing all right.
I believe they were doing really well, and then they went like a big losing streak or something. So I don't know.
Yeah, they got it back right now.
Right.
They got it back right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, and football's going. Listen, this is the best sports month.
Listen, feel free to email the show if you have a better month. I'd love to know what fucking month's better than this. Come on. I mean, if you want to say December because the holidays, I'll give you that. That's cool and all, but come on now.
It's fucking snow.
That might be second place. That might be second place.
Who wants to deal with 20-degree weather?
That's not. I mean, that's not as big a deal to me, but it's
a big deal to me.
Listen, December might be second place. I don't know. I haven't thought about it. All I know is October's number one. But all right, Terrance, let's start the show up as we always do with our patented Black Excellence shout out of the week.
I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all.
Yeah. So Black Excellence, can't stop, won't stop. Our shout out of the week goes out to the amazing Miss Deborah L. Lee. Now, if you don't know about Miss Deborah L. Lee, then I should probably slap you by now. She is. Don't slap me, please. She is the former CEO of one of Joe's favorite channels because he can't say no to this, BET.
Absolutely.
So
You hit the nail on the head.
yeah. But Deborah, you know, she's just an amazing person. And what I say about that is I actually got a chance to meet her in person.
Did you?
Yeah. While I was at Barclays, and such a sweet lady.
Nice.
To interact with and everything like that as well. More so just the fact that she was the first female and first African American female to be CEO of a network.
Wow.
So that was a huge thing as
Brown
well.
University too. That's
Went to Brown University.
University.
Hell of a school to be a part of. I believe she is no longer the CEO, but she's still on the board of.
Sorry, she had her BA. She had her BA from Brown and then her master's from Harvard.
From Harvard,
she just want to throw some names in there.
Yeah, you want to talk about shitting on people.
She went to Harvard. Holy shit! She had her master's in public policy from Harvard University and then a JD degree in Harvard Law, which is probably. I mean, is that not the best? Is Harvard Law School the best law school in the country? I mean, maybe the world.
Yeah.
God damn.
Definitely is. But yeah, she's just an amazing. I just really wanted to shine some light on her because I know that since she is no longer more so in the forefront of BET, which I don't know who is now.
I should know this since it's such a big network that I watch.
I don't know who's with BET right now. I don't even know what BET does anymore. I feel like they just one rerun episodes of Baby Boy every day.
Baby Boy.
Yeah. Which, by the way,
I can't believe
there's another reason to kill Tyrese. Stop showing Baby Boy. I swear. I'm gonna find reasons for all of Tyrese movies for him to die.
He's
every Tyrese movie.
Terrance, there's only one. It's not like there's a series of Baby Boy movies. There's only one.
I know.
It's only one. Do you want me to make a sequel specifically to kill him?
Because he won't die in Fast and Furious, I need to find reasons for him to die in his other movies.
Terrance, we already pitched on one of the previous episodes how he's going to die in Fast 10, the first one. How much you want that comes true? Tyrese must die.
Tyrese must die. All right. Get that trend. Let's get that trending.
Hashtag Tyrese
must die.
What do you do if he woke up and he was like, what the fuck is this hashtag about me?
And then he should read it and then listen to the goddamn show and understand why he needs to die in these movies.
Terrance, do you think
movie specifically? But
Terrance, do you think we need more Wesley Snipes and less Tyrese Gibson in the
absolutely
in the world?
1,000%.
We don't have a lot of Wesley Snipes. He's really not. I don't see him as much as I used to. I feel like we got to get him back into the fold.
Shout outs to Wesley just doing cool shit. What is the last thing he did? If I'm not mistaken, he's in talks to still be in the new Blade remake with Mahershala Ali.
I believe he is going to make an appearance.
He's going to make an appearance in that. So that's fucking
He's
dope.
almost 60 years old. God bless him.
Wesley is almost 60?
Yeah, almost 60, man. Yeah.
God damn.
Doesn't let up, does he?
Look at Wesley. You want to talk about a G?
That's
Wesley,
right.
Wesley was killing shit.
He
went to jail for not paying his taxes because he was just like, I'm keeping all my motherfucking money. So I'll rather go to jail than give y'all a piece of this.
Don't say that like it's a good thing, man. I mean, you don't want tax evasion isn't great. You went to jail. I don't know. He was having a better career.
Wesley went to jail. It was just like, fuck that. I keep my money. I go to jail, whatever. Came out and still a G and just gonna play some shit in the new Blade remake. Wesley's doing dope shit. He was also in the Eddie Murphy bomb. Welcome to America 2.
Coming to America 2, sir.
Coming to America, whatever.
Welcome to America.
Trash.
Was it the second one?
The second one was trash.
Do you want to know? First off, why haven't we ever talked about Demolition Man? That's like might be one of my favorite movies of him in it.
Dope.
I fucking love that film so much.
Demolition Man is dope.
Also, can we talk about the fact that Michael Jackson beat him up in the Bad music video? Like, who casted Wesley Snipes as like someone to get beat up by little Michael Jackson?
They was actually really good friends.
I know, but it's also apparently Martin Scorsese directed that video. Did you know that?
The Bad music video?
Yeah, apparently. That's what I'm reading.
Which they filmed at Horton Skimmerhorn train station.
There you go.
In Brooklyn.
God, we're so full of Wesley Snipes facts.
There you go.
Demolition Man, if you haven't seen it, I think it's on like HBO Max. It's one of Wesley Snipes' best movies, and that's saying something.
Yeah.
Shout out to you, Wesley Snipes, and shout out to, of course, Deborah L. Lee. He is, yeah.
Yeah,
Wesley
black
Snipes
belt.
is a, let me see, fifth Dan black belt in Shotokan karate and a
I have
second
no
Dan
idea
black
what that
belt in
means. It just sounds like he
Hapkido.
could kick your
If
ass.
the word black belt is in it, you don't need to worry about anything else.
Kick your ass.
Shout out to Deborah Lee, of course.
Absolutely. Shout
We'll
out to
beat your
Deborah Lee.
ass in the law, is what she'll do. So I got to start off. First things first. I got a
First
story
things
to
first,
tell.
man. What the worst? What's going on, Joe?
All right, Terrance. So right now I am looking for a new roommate. It's something I have to do as many times in my life since I live in an apartment and it's my job. So I got a story about this now. Okay, so we got to give this. This is what happened. I'll try to make this somewhat quick. This initial part because it's not that exciting. Back in May, I was looking for a roommate. I met this girl. We have to give her a fake name because I want to talk about her a lot. Terrance, hit me with a fake woman's name.
Let's go with Jackie.
Jackie. Okay, so I met Jackie in May. She came over. She looked at the room. She thought it was great. She was like, "Oh man, this is like a great room. The price is great. Like this is perfect." I was like, "Awesome." She was really interested. But then she's not originally from the States, and she has parents who live out in Europe. I'm not going to say specifically; it's not important. And then she was really interested in it, but she was like my first choice. I really liked her, but she was like, you know what? I'm actually not. I'm going to be visiting them because she was going to move in for June 1st. She was like, I'm visiting them most of June and July. Doesn't really make any sense, for me to move in on June 1st, but not really be there for 2 months. So I don't think it's going to work. And I was like, oh, it's no problem. And she was like, but if anything happens, like you get another opening in a few months, let me know. Now, my second choice was this girl who's only going to be here for 3 months. She's going to be here June, July, and August. So I was like, Jackie, I'm like, can I have one of your contact information? I'll let you know she's going to be about in 3 months. Maybe you'll still be looking. She was like, oh, absolutely. She gave me her email. It's like, great. So we flash forward to mid-August. I was like, all right, so it's mid-August. I need someone for September 1st. Reach out to Jackie. No response. A couple of days go by and I'm like, it's possible she just found something else. She's not interested, whatever. A million things happen.
Things happen.
Yeah, it's whatever. So I put an ad up and I find someone else. Now, Jackie then responds when I've already found someone else. And I was like, damn, like I kind of found someone else. I was like, I didn't, unfortunately, she's like, damn, she's like, I was really like that room. I was like, I know, I'm sorry. But I was like, but one of my other roommates kind of sucks. I was like, she might be moving out soon. I was like, maybe she will. Now she hits me with, man, I really hope she moves out. She's like, I know it sounds terrible, but like, I'd be so good to move in. And I was like, I'll let you know. Like a week or two later at the end of August, my roommate's like, hey, I'm moving out. I was like, well, boom. Hit up Jackie. I'm like, Jackie, she's moving out at the end of the month. You still interested? She's like, oh my God, absolutely. She texted me a bunch of questions, asked me a bunch of things. And then she was like, so do I kind of have like dibs on the room? She was like, or are you going to start looking for people? And I was like, honestly, I hate looking for roommates. I'm like, so if you're kind of on board, like, I'm not even going to look for anybody. She was like, no, perfect. True. We're like halfway through September. She's like, is there a way I can just come by and see the room? Like, because she didn't see this room. Just to see the room, see what it looks like. She said, I'm almost entirely on board. I just want to see the room. And I was like, sure. Now, my roommate who was moving out is a massive twat. And she was like, no one can come and see the room. I was like, what? She was like, because I was as polite as I could be. I was like, hey, so-and-so. I was like, is it possible, are you going to be free this week? I can have the person who might be taking the room just to look at the room. She was like, no one can see it. I was like, are you serious? And so she being a little baby about it. That's what babies do. They throw little tantrums.
What do you mean no one can see the room?
She didn't want anyone to see the room. She was just being difficult. She was unhappy because the relationship between her and the other people who lived here soured for reasons I'm not going to go into. And she told me she was moving out. And so she was just being a little baby about it and was like upset. This is what idiots do.
Okay. So
she was just being difficult. Like, come on. She didn't give a fuck about the room. Which I've never encountered, by the way. I've had 60, 70 roommates, maybe more in my life living in this apartment. I've never had a roommate say that to me. Like, they're always like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, that doesn't make sense.
It's literally the first time.
I've never heard of, someone denying that. And then you, as the person who freaking rents out the rooms, you have authority to fucking overrule that to begin with. But you didn't play that card.
No, I didn't want to. I didn't want it to be awkward or anything like that. And I was just like, I really tried. I'm telling you, man, I send you these texts. Like, I was as mature and like I was being an adult because I was like, she wants to move out. Things haven't worked. Whatever. Like, I'm not going to sit here and be mean to her or something like that. And I thought hopefully she'd do the same. She didn't. She's a child. So it was really weird that she did that, but I was like, whatever. So I told Jackie this. Jackie's like, oh, damn. And then now a week and a half go by where like it's like the 23rd, 24th. I was like, I got to figure something out because I got to fill this room regardless, whether it's Jackie or somebody else. But then fortunately, the dumb roommate was like, hey, I'm moving out on the 25th. She was like, and that's it. I was like, great. So by the way, it took her, a week before she moved out, she took all of her stuff out of the kitchen, like all of her food and crap out of it.
Mhm.
And then on the 24th, she took all of her stuff out of the bathroom. The 25th, she was like, I'm taking her stuff. It took her about 14 to 15 hours. I think it maybe been more actually, but 14 to 15 hours to move her stuff out. It was one room, Terrance, one fairly small room. So what the fuck are you doing?
I packed me and Corey's room, both in 2 different areas of Brooklyn, faster than that.
That's what dude.
Into the U-Haul.
Terrance, I could have my entire. If right now you give me some boxes, I could have this entire room packed up. I could have it in a U-Haul, and probably I could be in like Washington D.C. in 15 hours. You know, like it's one room. I'm not saying move a whole house. It's literally a single room. There's nothing in the bathroom or the kitchen. She already took all that stuff. Fucking, she's the definition of the word. You know, in the term "work smarter, not harder." She's the fucking polar opposite. She's always been that way since I've known her. She just does the harder thing instead of like the more logical thing. Anyway, finally she moves out. I hit up Jackie. I'm like, hey, she's gone. You take the room out. Let's go check it out. She's like, great. She comes over like 2 days later and she likes the room. She's like, oh no, it's good. It's a little bigger than the other room. She's like, oh, it's good. I like it. It's great. She spends an hour here talking to me and my other roommate. Like we're talking. She asked a bunch of questions about the room and the area and everything like that.
Yeah.
And, and I already spoke to her. So everything's good. She was really happy with how clean everything was. And then a bunch of just BS. We were just talking about this and that. And everything was like good. I was like, oh, cool. So finally, like the next day, like the 28th, 29th, I'm like, hey, so have you made like a decision? Because she even asked me some questions after that where she was like, which I didn't understand because she came in, she saw the room, she took a video of the room. And then she was like, I'm just trying to figure out like how the spacing will work. Like if I have like a twin bed and this and that, would that work? And I wanted to be like, obviously it would work. You just saw the room. But I literally had me and my roommate, we got like tape measures and measured out because she gave us like the specifications. We showed her what it would look like.
Oh, that's annoying.
Trying to be nice, man. Because she was coming out, let's just be nice. Finally, it's like the 29th, and I'm like, all right, I don't want to put too much pressure. I'm like, but I kind of need to know if you're going to move in because if you're not, it's the end of the month. I got to figure this out. This is the text I got, Terrance, from her. Okay, I said, hey, so I don't put any pressure on you, but do you have a decision yet? We need a room about October, and it costs money to put an ad up, and we definitely liked you, and I think you'd be a great fit, so I'm hoping it's you. Here's her response. Would you get someone short-term or long-term in my place? I'm really sorry. I'm trying to decide right now. The place I'm currently at is better for space, but I would like to still know if the room at yours opens up again in a few months. I'm just nervous because I've had such shit roommate experiences, and right now I don't have any.
Wait, you're going from living by yourself to living with roommates?
No, she has roommates right now.
Oh, she has roommates right now.
Right now, she's saying right now where she lives, she's had really bad experiences in different. Like she told me about some college experiences and stuff.
Yeah.
But she's saying right now she has no problems with her roommates.
So what is her motivation for wanting to move then?
Thank you. I literally wanted to be like, what the fuck are we talking about? So you're not going to move in because you like where you live? What are we doing?
That's the whole purpose of
that's what she literally says. I just want to know if it's going to be available in a few months. I'm just nervous because I've had such shit roommate experiences and right now I don't have any. So what the fuck are we talking about?
Why are you shopping for apartments then?
This is what I mean. I was like, I really wanted to be like, is something wrong with you? Like, why are you wasting my time and yours? Like, Terrance, remember, she came here and visited the apartment in May.
It's for an hour. If you wanted to be friends, just say, let's be friends.
That's what I mean. She came here for like 40 minutes. It was like half hour the first time in May. She talked, she asked me a bunch of questions in like text in August and September. She came here, spent over an hour talking to us, look, everything, all these questions. And then I love where I live, actually. So what are we doing? I mean, am I crazy?
No, Shorty's bugged out. That's what the fuck's going on.
She hasn't said anything since because she said that and I was like, honestly, I don't really know. I'm like, if you're not going to, I'm a little surprised you're not going to move in because you said you were hoping my last roommate would move out and you said you were basically on board and everything seemed good. And I'm like, so if you don't move in, I don't really know. I got to find someone last minute. And then she's never responded.
Might be one of those people that have one of those fetishes and just want to see apartments.
I kind of thought it was that like that / attention thing. Like
Yeah,
she just goes
like-
there to like talk to people and get attention. Or
Yeah,
something.
like that's what it sounds
Otherwise, something's
like.
wrong with her brain, which it would be probably either way. But I
That's
was
what it
literally
sounded
like, what the fuck are we talking about? Like, what? Anyway, joke's on her because I was talking to somebody who's going to come on Monday. She said, Terrance, check this out. She's going to only be here Monday night to Thursday night because she lives upstate with her family. So she only needs to come in here for 3 days while she works Tuesday through Thursday, and that's it. So she'll be here 3 days a week, but she'll pay a full month's rent.
Oh, let's
Terrance,
go.
That's the golden goose right there. So you know what?
Go.
Every cloud is a silver lining. There's a little fucking
Tuesday through Thursday.
She said that she originally lived in Jersey and she used to just commute for like 26 years from Jersey into New York, which is whatever, like a normal commute. She loved her job. She said during COVID, it went remote. She sold her house, made a bunch of money, and she moved upstate. She's like 2 hours above, like north of Albany. So I think it's like 4 or 5 hours from here.
Oh,
but she was like, but you know, now they're working in. She's like, I don't really want to give up my house. I love where I live. She's like, I live by a lake. I go kayaking, everything. She's like, but I don't want to give up my job. She's like, so I kind of just need a place in Manhattan to stay. And she literally said, I come in Monday night. I work Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Thursday night I drive back. And that's it.
Thursday night you drive back. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday you're home.
And Monday. And then you leave Monday night.
And then you leave Monday night.
I mean, I was like,
that's a lot of work, but
I said, isn't that a long commute? But she was like, but my commute was like an hour and a half when I was living in Jersey. She's like, now it's basically, instead of me doing an hour and a half there and back, like that's 3 hours per day. She's like, I just have to do like a 4-hour drive twice a week. I was like, yeah, that's true, I guess. I mean, if you look at it that way, and listen, dude, if you have a roommate who's like never there, that's a good thing. You know, if they're willing to pay and they're just never, she's like, I won't ever really use the kitchen. She's like, I'll really just be sleeping, showering, and working. And that's it.
Yeah.
So I was like, so fuck you, Jackie.
Fuck you, Jackie. So
I genuinely could not believe that. I was like, so I literally wanted to be like, I wanted to be my typical Giuseppe self, but I wasn't. But I really wanted to be like, so you're not moving out because you're happy where you live? I'm
listening to the story and what I'm hearing and everything like that. But I'm also like, yo, you didn't play the card that you had because you did have the this is my shit card that you could have played. You didn't play that.
Like get mad at her and be like, you just fucked up my shit.
No. Like as far as like with the first roommate, the one that was taking so long to move out.
Dude, you know what's funny, man? She texted me on the 24th saying I'm gonna move out tomorrow. That morning of the 24th, I had already had a plan. I texted Jackie and I was like, hey, are you gonna be free at some point today? And that's what the plan was going to be. And she was like, yeah. And I was going to have this. It sounds crazy. I was going to have my roommate go downstairs in front of the building and chill for like a minute while Jackie comes up. I was just going to go into her room, show her what it looks like. And as long as, and have him, like, he would text me if he saw my dumbass roommate coming in, on the off chance she came in during this like 2-minute period. And then afterwards we'd leave, we close the door, and then I text him, the guy, come back up. I had a whole plan because I was like, I'm not playing this anymore. But she literally texted me like an hour after I made plans with Jackie on that. But yeah, it's not maybe a great story, but it's like, this is what I mean by people and my problem. Like, I just don't understand people, you know, like I just don't understand people.
I think people are natural idiots.
Yes, I agree. Because how much of her own, like she wasted her time too. Like she almost cost me money and wasted my time, but it's possible that I might have found, like I said, found the golden goose in this other woman and won't have to worry about it. But
I think, again, like we spoke about this a couple of episodes ago, like we just got to really start calling out stupidity.
Here's the thing.
We got to start calling it out.
Here's the thing about that. I do that. It's why people think I'm an asshole, is because if someone does something stupid, I make them aware of it, but that's an asshole thing to do. So people think I'm just like an asshole, but I'm like, I want you to know what you did was stupid. Like I won't say that directly, but I'll say something so they know in the future.
I want you to know.
No, I swear to God, a good friend of mine, I remember when I used to work at the Gap, I said that to him. He's like, so that's like what you think you're doing? He's like, you're mean to these people who come in and say stupid things. So I'm like, they should learn from that. If they feel like an idiot, it's because they are an idiot. And maybe next time when they're in that situation, they won't be stupid. But, you know, that's why people think I'm an asshole. So I don't know if it's a good idea or not. I don't know.
May not be.
But all right, Terrance, I think you have a little topic for us today.
Yeah, I got a little topic. only because this week. So I'm only a couple of weeks into this new transition with this new job and everything like that.
Right, right, right.
So naturally, when you're doing something new and you're learning the new systems, technologies, and you know, voc the verbiage and everything like that,
Right, right.
um,
It's the least
it
favorite
take
part of any job for me
yeah,
is
yeah,
the
yeah.
first.
It takes a bit to take it in, right?
Right.
So I had I'm trying to be I'm gonna try to do this the right way. So follow
All
me
right.
for a little bit. All right. Um, I was speaking with someone and I noticed that when I spoke with them, I was standing up, they were sitting down. And anytime I came to speak with them, they would stand up to make sure that we were, in a sense, eye level, right?
Right.
So it made me think,
What
right?
was the? Are you like going to their like
I'm
desk?
going to their desk. Yeah, I'm
Okay.
going to their desk, their space, right? So it made me think, right? It made me think more so on the 48 laws of power and more so like, okay, control, right? Because we spoke about this, I think, as well a couple of weeks ago, or whatever, as far as like, who's in control, right? So
Right.
when you think about that scenario, right? If you were sitting down in your office and I came into your office, right, to speak to you, and I'm standing up, you have a chair there,
Right.
but I'm standing up to talk to you, right? Who's in a position of power here?
Um, I don't know. Probably if someone's coming to your office, then the person's office is probably in a position of power. I don't think it's a standing, sitting thing. I think
That's what
they're
I
coming to
believe as
you.
well. That's
Yeah.
what I believe as well. But I do know
So
that
this
there are
guy,
some.
are you going into an office or just
I
like
didn't
a
say it was a guy or girl.
right? So okay, so person A, are you going to person A's office or is it just like a desk and open kind of environment?
There's office. Yeah, yeah,
So they have an individual like office for them.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's
So
their
you're
office.
walking in and and they're standing up. That sounds silly as hell. That sounds like someone who's super insecure, like the person A.
Joe, again, I have to ask you this, right? Because there are some people that believe it's like no one should be above me. Like
That's that's
if
small
we're
dick shit
talking,
right there, man. I don't know, like I said, I don't know if it's a guy or girl, but that sounds like someone who's just
if
insecure
we're
about something.
talking and you're standing above me, I need to stand up to let you know the positions of power or whatever. This is how some people think. And
That's
I know
sad.
this because I've heard it before.
Unless you stand like if you're standing like 4 inches away from me and I'm looking up, I might be like, well, this is awkward. But even then, it's not a power thing. I'm just like, I don't want to look up at you this way. But even I don't care. I will sit if I feel like I should be sitting. Like I'm not going to be like, well, I got to stand. If someone walks in and I'm being introduced, I'll stand up. It's polite to stand up and shake someone's hand, not sit
Absolutely.
down. But I would
Introduce is
never,
different.
yeah, but I would never be like, well, I got to stand up because I'm in.
I've
That's a
never listen. I've had my own office. I've shared the office. I've had and everything like that. Right at Barclays. Right.
right.
I have never. If I'm in my office, I'm sitting down at my office at my desk and my computer, and you come in and you're standing the fuck up. You're in my realm.
Yeah,
And
it's your
essentially
place. You
is
can't.
what I'm thinking. This
They
is
came to
my
you.
realm. I control this regardless.
Even if you were in like the break room, if someone's coming to you for something like for help, not that I think you should think about it as a position of power, but if anything, if you have to split hairs, they're coming to you for something. So then that if technically, I guess you would be in a position of power. Again, I don't
But
look at it
there
that
are,
way.
but again, there are some people that believe that if you're standing above me and you're looking down,
No,
because
that's silly.
that is the methodology, right? You're
Silly.
looking down on someone. So if I'm talking in a literal sense down
That's
to you,
silly as hell. I'm sorry. Like
the
I mean,
person that's standing is in a position of power.
I understand. I understand the concept of that. That's why, like, some people, like, I don't know if they still do this. I'm sure someone does. If you go into their office, their desk is like slightly raised up because that way they're like a little higher up. So if you sit down, they're kind of higher up.
Oh no, I hate that.
To me, what I think about this is it's a insecure thing, and it doesn't only if you think that does if you and the other person both think that, then I guess technically that's how it works. But for me, I don't think that at all. If you stand up, I'm not like, oh, well, he's in charge. I go, why the hell is he standing up when I'm coming in to ask him for a stapler? I'm like, what a weirdo, like.
But nonetheless, it was, it had nothing to do with nothing. The person was very cool and everything like that. It was just more so like, maybe this is a self-conscious thing. Like
I think it's an insecurity thing.
Maybe this is a self-conscious thing that they're doing. Or maybe they just can't fucking sit down and speak. Like,
you know what you should do? You know what you should do? You should go in.
Know.
You should go in this person's office like next time you're at work or whatever, and then see if they do it, and then leave. But like 5 minutes later, come back in and see if every time you do it, do they come back stand up? And then you definitely know what they're doing. But also like maybe they'll realize how dumb
going
it is.
back and forth.
They should be, and then after the second time walk out and then go and then wait till they sit down and walk back in and go, oh, I forgot one thing. And see to stand back up. Because then maybe they'll be like, I'm a fucking idiot. What am I doing? That's what I would do. I would fuck with people like.
You know what? That's actually a good one, Joe. That's actually really good.
Did you see the movie Jojo Rabbit?
No.
So there's a part
I think I wanted to. I just kind of like.
I think it's on HBO Max. It's a very good movie. It's very funny. For those of you who don't know, because it's important, it's about a kid who's in Nazi Germany and he thinks Hitler's amazing because he's a kid. He's brainwashed, but he kind of figures out not so much as the movie was on. But there's a part where like the Nazis come into his house and they're like inspecting a bunch of stuff. But every time they were supposed to do this, they would one Nazi would see another. They'd say Heil Hitler. And there's a part where they say it like 39 times in like a 40-second period because they're all seeing each other. And he put it in the movie to like make fun of like this is how stupid their fucking hierarchy was. That sounds like what this guy's doing. Like he's being so like he's following this stupid rule that if you just keep going into the office, he'll keep standing up over. No,
I think it's a brainwash from these self-help gurus. They're just like, here's how you can be a better.
I'll be honest
leader,
with you,
Terrance, or you can do this or whatever.
I feel like most of those things, those self-help things, are just bullshit, and the people who do them are like saps because they're not actually helping, and they're just spending money on this shit. Like, come on, man. I'm sure there are some good out there.
While we're on this topic, really quick, let me put this out there. Right, there's no way you can become an alpha male. That shit don't exist. There's no one that can sit here and talk to you and tell you these are the things you need to do in order to be an alpha male. You either got it or you don't. Not 100%. Everybody has it, and not everybody is going to have it. And that's okay. You can't watch YouTube and watch this dude and let him teach you on how to be an alpha male. It just don't work like that. Women are going to be attracted to who they're attracted to.
Yeah. That's it. On episode 36, we talked about this. We talked about the fake lashes. Like people should just accept yourself for who you are. Yeah. And if you're not, you're absolutely right. Some people are more alpha male, quote unquote, than others. Some people, it's more of like you're more of a natural leader than others. Doesn't mean you can't
right. Some people are natural born leaders.
Yeah. Like I looked at myself and I kind of think I am because that's just, I've always found myself in positions of like becoming promoted.
Of leadership. Like right. Manager. Exactly.
Yeah. And then, and I don't know where that comes from. I think you can teach parts of that, but I think like, yeah, some people are some more natural than others. Just accept who you are, don't get me wrong. Like, and also in terms of like getting, a girl or a guy to be interested in you, like, if you're lying about any part of you, they're going to see through that, whoever the person is. Like if you aren't like a friggin' natural leader, alpha male, blah, blah, whatever it is, there's people who are interested in those people who aren't those people. You don't like, it's just not everyone's interested in like, I'll tell you square this. Jaw, good looking, like fucking muscular, like
I'll tell you this. I see through all that fake shit. I watch a lot.
Most people do.
I'm very good at observing people. Right. And more importantly, I'm even better at noticing when that's not you. Right. And what I mean by that is when you walk around and you portray who you think you should be in public or around certain people, I'm very good at sitting here and looking at it and be like, you ain't built like that. That's not really you.
Yeah, it's almost like when you see like a guy wearing like a suit that's like clearly too big for him and it looks like he's just trying to play daddy. You kind of see through what's obvious. Like when people try to like, if you're trying to become something you're not, like it's usually obvious to most people in some capacity. Yeah, I don't know, man. I the position of power thing, I think it's stupid. I understand there's like tactics and quote unquote, and there's some stuff. I'm sure there's some psychology to some of this stuff, but I think most people don't pay attention to any of that. So I think if you walk into an office, if you walk into someone's office and they're sitting and you're standing, if anything, not getting up is almost more of a position of power because you're like, I'm not going to stand up because you came in. Anyway, I think it's a insecure thing personally. I think like if you're doing that, it's either you listen to some self-help idiot or you're like insecure and you think like you need to do X, Y, and Z to be tough or in charge or something.
It's insane.
That is, man.
It's insane.
Okay, so you know what I've been thinking about, and this is kind of weird. Do you ever realize how insane sleep and dreaming are?
What do you mean?
So dreams, we don't really understand like dreams. Like as human beings, we know a lot of stuff, but we don't really understand why we dream at
How
all.
long are we actually dreaming? I heard a theory that we're really only dreaming for like 2 seconds.
So according to my research, on average, we spend about 2 hours per night dreaming of like an average 7-8 hour sleep. And your dreams typically last 5 to 20 minutes at a time.
Right. Yeah.
Which makes sense. I mean, you don't remember much of your dreams, but so here's the thing, but people don't know why we have them. There's a lot of like theories, but no one really knows like why are our brains doing this?
Subconsciously, right? That's your subconscious
It's
thoughts.
subconscious. Well, I don't know, right? Some people think a lot of different things. My therapist thinks that dreams are you have dreams because they're specifically telling you like they are almost like what's the word, like an allegory for your life. Like if you see a train in your dream and it crashes, then maybe in your life that is related to how you think your job is going. It's train wreck. Like there's every images are very specific. Yeah. Some people think, I think it's a mixture of that, but also, yeah, it's like
you ever had that fall in an elevator dream?
I've had a dream. My least favorite dreams are when like they last like 1 second and you just like slip and you just wake up immediately. You're like, fuck was that? It never happens to you? Like
no, I never had
like
that.
It's like you're literally like on
a
step
dream
and
tripped.
I've had several dreams where like something very quick happened and you only remember like a 1 second snippet, like a gunshot and you're dead, or like you're walking on stairs and you slip and you fall and you wake up. Like
no,
it like jerks you like right out.
My shit be vivid.
Well, no, I have like normal dreams too.
No, there's a dream that I had in high school. And I will never forget it.
Oh no, that's the one.
No, it's not recurrent. It's just it was so vivid. It was just like something out of a movie. And I swear to you, I've never seen anything like it. It was J Street Metro Tech train station, the A and the C train. There were two women, one in one track, one in the other track. I could not see their face. One was wearing a pink velour suit.
You couldn't see their face because they were facing away from you, or
blurred.
that they had no face.
It was blurred. Their face were blurred.
That's creepy.
Both of their faces were blurred. Right, I could see everything else clear as day.
Blurred like a movie or like a TV show where they do like that weird digitized thing, or it was just blurry. Like you could.
Yeah, you know how like someone's doing an interview in the news and they just blur that.
It was like that.
Yeah, it was exactly like that because I saw the skin tone. One was light skin, one was dark skin. Right. So I was able to see it. There were two trains coming. I woke up while both of those trains were coming, and both of those girls
were they going in opposite directions? Like one train was coming one way, one was coming the other.
Coming in the same direction. Both of them. If there's any dream analysis or whatever listening to this show,
Terrance, legitimately,
please tell me.
But Terrance, legitimately,
what the fuck was that?
You can get 20 different interpretations of that dream. It just depends on we as human beings, we do not understand dreams right now, like at all. Like, well, partially. I mean, but we really don't.
I mean, that's something we're doing while we're asleep. I think it's impossible to understand.
Well, but I mean, we understand like all the parts of our bodies. We understand like how this works and that works. Like some people believe like your brain kind of needs to always be doing something, and so even though when you go to sleep, it just like it keeps your mind active slightly by conjuring up these things.
We understand more about the ocean than we do about ourselves.
Yeah, that's true. But you know what's also weird about sleep is that like our bodies don't need sleep. It's specifically our brains that need sleep. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Like, isn't that weird? Like so part of this came up because I'm reading a book, and I don't want to say the title, potential spoilers, but I'm reading a book, and the basically a guy gets sent literally light years away to like help save humanity, and he's in a different solar system. And he runs into an alien, and this alien is very different, very completely different based off of where like their planet is, and gravity and heat temperature. It's completely different, but they figure out a way to start to speak. But when they go over stuff like this alien they live on average of like 480 years. He's like, holy shit. And like their sleep is very different because he tries to explain it. And there's like a line where he's like, it's a good thing he slept. He's like, you know how hard it is to explain somebody what sleep is who doesn't know sleep?
Yeah.
To go, well, I lose consciousness and I start to hallucinate. And if I don't do this, I do this 1/3 of my life. And if I don't do it, my brain starts to freak out and I die. No worries though. Like it's an insane thing, but the way this alien sleeps is completely different. Because like for them, it's like this weird thing where like they literally, it's once every like 80 hours. They literally like get paralyzed almost and just collapse and they can't move in any capacity. And like, it's because their body has this weird thing where like, it like vents heat based off of how their body, but it's like, it's just so weird to think like a different life form and like how sleep is a common thing on Earth, but could not be anywhere close to on a different planet.
Fire. I was actually thinking about grabbing one of those weighted blankets.
I hear they're great. I don't know where they came from.
I heard, yeah, I don't know where they came. They just popped out of nowhere, but
sleep talk.
I heard it's like really good for your body to relax with that feeling of like that weight on you.
I had friends who got it and they said it was amazing. They said like it feels great and you fall asleep. Like I've thought of, sometimes I do struggle with sleep, like more usually because of the pandemic and I'm not as active, but I could only use it during the colder months. I couldn't use it during summer. I'd die. You try it out though, man. I've heard only good things about weighted blankets.
Yeah, I gotta try it out. But they're expensive though.
Are they?
It's like $80 for a good one.
Yeah. But yeah, I do think sleep is kind of fascinating. Like sleeping that like our brain specifically needs sleep, but then like dreams, like it is interesting. Like we don't really know. Like if you know what lucid dreaming is?
Yeah, it's a song by
that's what I was referring to, the song.
Juice World.
Lucid yes, dreams. That's what it is. No, but a lucid dream like is basically a dream where it's like hyper realistic, like or hyper clear. Like you see it, and it's not like a dream where you wake up and remember. Oh, you remember it as if it's a full on memory, and in it you can have like some sort of more control over it, and like almost like create or do what you want in the dream. But in order to start to lucid dream, there's like all these techniques you're supposed to do, and like it's a bunch of weird stuff. But
it's the Matrix.
It sounds awesome. It sounds like something I've wanted to try out because I would love to have like it would be the Matrix. Like you just in this Matrix. You're in the white room and you just create like people or
wall
like
of guns.
The first thing I probably would do, be like, I want to have like a cool like Matrix shootout. I want to start gunning like bad guys down and like flipping in the air and
all the guns, man.
Like my friend Pedro.
I gotta check that out actually.
I used to play that game at one point. I just bought it.
Yeah, you did?
Yeah, I bought it on Switch. It was on sale.
$10.
It was like $8 actually.
Check it out.
Terrance, let me ask you a question. When was the last time you cried?
The last time I cried, oddly enough, probably Wednesday.
Really?
Yeah.
You want to say why or no?
Me and Corey got into a huge fight in the car. Seriously, we got into a huge fight in the car.
Bro, most of the reasons I've cried in the last probably 15
years. It's most of the time it's women, right?
The last time I cried legitimately, like not like a tear from like a movie, but like a real cry would have been when me and my ex were breaking up.
Yeah.
And that's it. So I 100% feel you.
Yeah, and that's tough, right? Because it's like what I'm realizing is that cry was a cry of, it was a lot of emotion. Yeah, it's like a passion cry, but it's a lot of emotion. Listen, I'm still getting very much in tune with my emotions throughout my relationship. It took me a long time to kind of break through these walls and boundaries and shit. This is probably something I probably had never admit to a couple of years ago. So I like last Wednesday, I shed a couple of tears, but it was more so on the lines of, hey, like, look, I'm, I fucked up as far as something I said. I said something, that I shouldn't have said, and right. It offended her, and she let it be known. But then also what happens, and a lot of times is that you hold things in.
Yes, 100%. That's exactly what it happens.
So it wasn't,
and then it all comes out.
It all, yeah. So it just all comes out, and then then it becomes you listing your problems.
Yeah, then you're bringing up shit from
her
3 months
listing
ago.
her problems, and then now everybody's got their problems out here. But it's so healthy though. I will say that it is so healthy to do that shit.
It's probably healthier to just get it, like say it more when
Oh,
it
get
happens and
that
let it build
shit
up.
out
But
though.
yeah,
Yeah. Like it's better. It's probably better to do that. But then you
yeah,
become
but that's
like,
hard. That's hard to do as people, right?
yeah,
Like,
because then I
right.
look like a fucking bitch all the time. Like I'm always
Or it's not even
complaining
that
about
you
some
just,
shit
yeah,
that
you
bothers
just,
me. Like,
yeah, you
it's
don't want to just constantly be on
yeah,
top of
it's
your
like,
girl. Like
why
you
did
just, yeah.
sometimes you could just shut up. Sometimes you could just not say nothing and it be better for your relationship, you know? And then
Yeah.
that time that you probably need to explode because it happened. We're human.
Yeah, I think it's
Just explode.
I well, exploding is what I would say, but I do agree. Like
No,
women,
I get it out.
it's because you're so invested in this relationship, and whether or not you hurt them or they hurt you, it's so much like it's so much bigger. Because like if they say something that really hurts you, it hurts so much more than anyone else because this is the person you love and you want to spend the rest of your life with. And so if they say something or they feel in a way, it cuts, man.
Yeah.
And then, like you said,
Yeah.
you let a bunch of stuff build up, and so when you actually let it out, it's a lot of emotion about like I was mad about this and you did this, and then it just becomes this unwieldy thing of emotion that you have in front of you, and you're just like I have an ex who I got more mad with and more upset than any other time in my life, really, because like we were just in a bad time, but she was just like she could be really cold at times, and like it's the worst feeling in the world when the woman you love is being like especially cold. Not even like me, like they're mad at you, but like they just, you know what I mean? Like they're just super cold about something.
Yeah, their vibe towards you is just like
I hate you.
You
look at them and you're like, you hate me. That's what you feel.
Yeah.
And it just,
oh,
what
man,
feels
I've
worse?
Been there, man. That's fucked. I've been there. That shit
saying,
hurts.
What feels worse than when you look at the woman you love and the way you feel that they feel they hate you, and even if that may not be true, maybe that's what their vibe gives off. You're like, she fucking hates me, and then like, what hurts more than that feeling? You know, like than that the person you love hates you in that moment.
That's fucked up. That's really fucked up.
A lot of that happened, like I said, right at the end of a relationship I was in, and that's usually obviously when these things happen, but shit hurts, man. Never gets any easier.
We gotta be okay to say sorry. I've learned
too late now to say sorry.
Beebs was right, and we didn't.
Beebs was fucking right on the money in that one.
Right, man. God.
I saw a picture of that dude. What the fuck happened to him? He looks like a psychopath drug dealer. Like I was like, holy shit, he looks terrible. People still like him?
I think he put out something that was pretty dope.
I mean,
a couple months ago.
He looks awful. He looks like he's done like 40 years of drugs in like
I mean, dude's been doing this since what, 12? So he's probably hit some shit pretty hard. Imagine being, I mean, like that is crazy though, right? Because a lot of the child stars, they all most of the time they end up.
Listen, everyone knows
down the road.
Everyone knows like doing hard drugs is not a good idea. Like I feel very few people, even addicts, would probably go, "Oh yeah, it's great. You should do coke every day." Like they wouldn't. But when you're that young, if you're like 16 and you're getting offered this stuff, like you're a kid, you don't know fuck all. You don't know how to say no, so you just do it, and the next thing you know,
and you can handle it differently too. Your body handles it differently at a young age because you're able to recover faster.
He looked hit though, bro. I was like, oh, is that him? I was like, oh my god. Like I was like, I didn't really do much research after I saw this one like picture of him, but I was like, fuck, man. But yeah, I think like so. Again, this is a bit of a generalization, but like women obviously cry more than men. I think men is, maybe it is toxic masculinity a bit, but we were kind of told, don't cry, right? Like you're not supposed to cry.
We were taught to suck it up.
Yeah.
Don't cry.
And that's how I mean, in a lot of ways, that's how I am. Like you have to really hurt me. Or like if someone obviously close to me would die, like that's when I cry. But I don't, like I said, I'll tear up if a certain movies or even a book here and there, like it'll get me. But it's not like I'm weeping.
Oh man, as I'm gotten older, I find myself getting more emotional about shit like
that. When you get older, right? Dude, when I was 20,
it's crazy.
When I was 20, 25, fuck all, I didn't cry at all. Now, like I'm reading a book. Like it's fucking print in front of me. I'm literally
your
like,
eyes getting blurry.
100%.
Like shit, your page is wet. Like what the fuck is going on?
Terrance, I don't know if it's a guy thing or what, but you know what I do a lot in any situation? I look away, just look somewhere else, look in a different direction. Like,
yeah, because you want to try to dry up your eyes. Yeah, yeah.
And then like if you're
Yeah.
talking to someone though, you don't want them to see. Like, you look away from your girl, you're like, no, I'm looking.
No, that's for sure.
Nothing, I'm scratching my eyebrow. And
That's
I'm
a fact.
looking
I'm
something
telling
in the
you,
window I saw. I'm looking at that over there.
I teared up at the trailer for Author, which is the Will Smith movie about
Dude,
Serena Williams.
trailers, man. Like
I teared up and I
much,
was literally confused. Like, why am I like
as
this
much
right
as
now?
I hate that trailers definitely reveal too much sometimes. They're so good at they have the movie and they go, we're gonna make everyone feel everything in this movie
In 90 seconds.
in a 2-minute trailer. Like, God, trailers are so good these days, man. Like, they really.
No, they did a really good job with that trailer because it really touched me.
Which movie? The
Author or King Arthur, I think.
King Arthur. That's
King Arthur.
That's what I was like. What's Arthur? Yeah. That's the one we watched in the show, actually.
Yeah. Like it touched.
When does that come out? I can't wait for that.
And I'm sitting here and now I watch shows and movies and shit, and there'll be certain part of a movie. Like I was watching Snowfall, and in Snowfall,
I gotta watch that show too.
Oh man, you gotta watch that shit, man. They got another season coming.
Is it on anywhere? Is it on like?
Where is it?
Hit a Google search on that, Terrance.
Hulu FX.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well,
Hulu
is
FX.
Hulu FX on Hulu, or is that like a separate program I gotta buy?
It's on. You know how?
Oh, sorry, King Richard, by the way, not
King Richard. Okay, I was thinking Offer.
Yeah, I was like, is that the name of it? King. Yeah.
But no.
November 19th. Oh, it's not
November 19th. Oh, we in there. We in there. Let's go cry together, Joe.
Oh my God! Could you imagine me and you in the theater just crying next to each other?
Let's go to the movies to cry.
What we would do is we both look in opposite directions and pretend nothing's happening.
You good? You need some clarity?
Oh, good. I'm not. It's not sad.
No.
Stupid movie about fucking V's and Serena. Who gives a shit?
Nah, man, it's goddamn Benadryl. It's crazy.
Allergies, bro. November. You know how it is.
Yeah, man, dusty as a motherfucker in here.
That's funny, man. What were you saying? I interrupted you. I don't know what you're saying.
No. I know because I was watching Snowfall and
Snowfall. That's what it is. I got
it. Snowfall. And one of the dudes that he sells drugs with Franklin, who's the main character. And spoiler alert, obviously, if you haven't seen it already.
Oh, it's on Hulu. Yeah, it is on regular Hulu too. So
it's on Hulu. Nice. Yeah, so he sells drugs with Franklin, and he gets his girlfriend into the business, and his girlfriend gets hooked on crack. And then you watch her story, bro. Like they did such a good job at this. John Singleton was the executive producer of this before he died.
Oh yeah, but he passed recently, right?
Yeah, but they did such a good job on it with this character who's not a main character. She's not a main character in no way, but because of the way they show her going from being like this nice, cool, fun girl to then being hooked on fucking crack. And like going down that slope, it really brought me to tears. I was like, oh man, like
that's kind of the movie.
Damn.
The movie Beautiful Boy with Steve Carell and Timothée Chalamet kind of does that too. It's definitely, that movie's a little too sanitized. That's what people's biggest complaint was. Like these guys are going through. Is it crack in that movie? Or heroin, I think. You see that, but it's a surprisingly clean way to watch people OD and fuck their lives up. Like it should be much darker. But anyway, Terrance, we probably should cry more on a daily basis. Not a daily basis, but like we shouldn't cry once every few months. It's probably something we should be doing more. But yeah, I don't know. Here we are. We came from bad kids. In 20 years, the kids who are going to be on a podcast are going to be like, yeah, of course I cry all the time, because they're not going to have the toxic masculinity.
Man, these kids are a lot more in tune with their emotions and stuff. So that's definitely great. But yeah, I'm getting there. I'm trying to get where my son is. Like my son came to me one day. He was just like, Dad, you made me sad when you said this or whatever.
Oh, that's gonna make me cry. Jesus.
And it touched me because it was like, at that age,
he's just saying
I wouldn't know. He's saying
we wouldn't have done that at that age.
But we didn't grow up where it's like, if we got in trouble with our parents or our parents said something to us, whatever, you just take that shit.
Yeah, you didn't tell them it made you feel bad.
Yeah, you take that shit because
cried at night, maybe at home.
Hey, you made me feel bad or whatever. Like, well, I'm about to make your ass feel bad too. That's how I teach you with this goddamn belt. So
that's exactly right. But man, that's a compliment to you and to the mother, obviously, as parents. You're teaching him to express his fucking feelings.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Because then I apologize. I apologize. It was like, hey, I didn't mean to make you feel this way. This is what I wanted to get across to you or whatever.
Also good for him to see.
He's 8, but I'm
but that's
having
good
that
for him to see
conversation with him.
See if he sees his father apologize, and like he's not going to be the kind of person who's like never going to apologize. He's like, well, of course I apologize if I did something wrong because my father did. Like he's going to learn from you about that.
No, absolutely. I always say sorry if I'm wrong, and even if he comes to me or whatever and tells me that I made him feel a way about something, because it's like I don't want you to feel like I'm attacking you. Like right, when you're younger, you don't understand.
And that's a learning moment, like a teaching moment. You could be like, well, my intention wasn't to make you feel bad, son, but this is what I meant, and it's a teaching moment. You can maybe explain it was a misunderstanding, because obviously you don't want to make him feel bad, but
yeah.
All right, Terrance, we always, of course, end every show with a hypothetical.
What you got?
So I don't want this to sound morbid, actually. Just hear me out. So in this book I'm reading again, this book is I'm loving this book, by the way. So it's what I've been thinking about a lot. But basically these 3 people, Earth is basically dying because of something in a different galaxies, like it's a whole concept. They basically have people volunteer for a suicide mission. 3 people go on this thing, they're literally several light years away. It's an insane thing. And they know it's a suicide mission, right? So at one point, the guy's talking to the 3 of them. He's like, okay. He's like, it's an conversation. He's like, but how, because they're going to go to this place, they're going to get information and then send it back, but they can't come back. So he literally goes, okay, so like, how do you want to die? Like, because they need to figure out when they're out there how they're going to die. Mm-hmm. So the first guy goes, he has this whole idea of like, he needs a bunch of nitrogen and like a mask, and he basically puts a bunch of nitrogen. He starts inhaling it. Eventually, like the suit he's wearing will take out the oxygen, but it'll leave the nitrogen or something like this. And he'll eventually kind of pass out, and then he just dies. He said it's like a really painless way to die, right? Fine. He asks the other chick, who happens to be Russian, and she's like, heroin. He's like, what? He's like, she's like, I've been a good girl my whole life, never done drugs, none of that stuff. She's like, this is it. She's like, she's like, the addicts say that the first time you do heroin, it's like the best time. She's like, I want to do a bunch of heroin. I want to feel amazing. And then I want to OD on it. And he's like, I don't know. An overdose it's kind of a painful way. And she's like, well, have the doctors figure it out, like how I can enjoy it for a bit. And then the most painless way to OD on it. Right. Mm-hmm. All right. The last guy, Chinese guy, he's like, he's like, give me a, whatever it is, a number and Chinese gun, whatever it was. He's like, simple. Right. So I was thinking, like, if you were, let's say in a different universe, right, you have no kids or, no Corey, and you're just no family much, but you volunteer for this mission. And then they ask you, right, like when you're out there, you're saving humanity. But when you finally finish, like, how would you want to go?
Sleep.
So like the first guy, like do the nitrogen thing and just kind of pass out and
sleep.
That's it.
Yeah. Sleep.
Yeah. It's a crazy, like the heroin thing is kind of funny because part of me is like this in a way. I'm like, I will never do heroin. So if I was going to do a suicide mission, it would be crazy to feel. But then, like, do I want that to be the last thing I ever remember? And like, I don't want to OD. OD is supposed to be not a good thing,
Nah, I gotta go to sleep.
Not a gun, not a quick.
Nah, I gotta go sleep. I think that's a really simple, easy answer for me because it's just
breathe in some.
Just all of that stuff is just extra. I again, this goes back to what was it last week when we was talking about the like knowing when to die or
I think
die or whatever, something like that.
Yeah, it's last week.
Want to be comfortable.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, it just depends, right? Like, obviously, a bullet to the head is just you're fine, and then it's over. Nothing happens. But it's also like, I don't know. Is there anything you've wanted to do that you might want to like do, like not before you die necessarily, but like you could do, like like I don't know,
sleeping while jumping out of an airplane.
Well, obviously you can't do that if you're in space. So you could always just jump out of the airlock. Would that be good? I don't think it feels very good.
Blow up.
No, you would. So you wouldn't blow up. You would.
Oh, you would freeze essentially.
Yeah, there's a lot of conjecture on that, but it wouldn't be as quick, I think, as it's not like you open it up and you fucking freeze. You actually apparently can survive in the vacuum of space for like maybe 20 seconds. Like it would damage you to, obviously the longer you're out there, but it's not like an instant you're dead.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what I probably would choose what you do. Just breathe in some nitrogen or whatever it was, and you just pass out, and that's it. You don't have to you know, no, you're not scared ever, right? There's no like fear. So I guess that's why lethal injection became a thing instead of the electric chair, right?
Yeah.
Electric chair. You ever read Green Mile, by the way, or seen the movie? Maybe.
Oh man, I haven't seen it in a while.
I've never seen the movie, but I read the book a couple summers ago, and God, that's such a good, horrifying. Like the electric chair is such a horrifying thing. You know, like it's mad that we came up with that. But anyway, Terrance, that brings us to the end of another exciting episode of Need I Say More? Listeners, of course, can email the show. Terrance, what's the email? Hit him with it.
Well, you can email us at needisaymorepod@gmail.com.
And of course, we have Twitter and an Instagram.
Yeah, and I think you can hit us at Need I Say More Pod, both on Twitter and Instagram.
You're much better than me. I always mess that up. I don't know why. But that's it for me, Terrance. You got anything else?
No, I got nothing else. And unfortunately, you know, if I had to go, you know, I'd choose a peaceful way to go. But we do have to go right now. So you could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, and we appreciate that. Need I say more?